What happens when your testosterone is low? Today, we're going to explain the testosterone ripple effect, showing how low testosterone is causing so many problems with not just you, but in the world. Okay, so pretty much everyone's aware of the same thing. Everyone always says it. Yes, testosterone levels have been dropping, but we are a fitness channel and not a lot of fitness channels really talk about the specifics of testosterone, but it actually plays a crucial role in not only a fitness journey, obviously, but just day-to-day life. And a lot of people aren't actually aware that their testosterone could be cooked. We're not only going to talk about how low testosterone is impacting society and probably you, but we're also going to teach you how to leverage this fact for your own benefit. But first, let's cover the basics. So testosterone is obviously the male hormone, but how do you know if you have low or high testosterone? Well, simplest way is to just go and get a blood test. It's very easy, it's very inexpensive. You'll get the results within a couple of days, or you can diagnose it with symptoms. Do you experience low testosterone symptoms, right? I'd find the easiest way is energy levels. Are your energy levels constantly really low despite sleeping well? And when you wake up from that sleep, do you have morning wood? If it's only like 10% of the time or not at all, that is the key indicator that you could have low testosterone. That is as deep as I'm going to get into it right now. I actually spent a year of my life deeply researching testosterone, and I believe I honestly now know more about testosterone than most doctors with medical certificates. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. I autistically researched this shit for way too long, and I put it all into the testosterone module that's inside that school that we always talk about. It's the first link in the description. It's literally $9 a month. It's less than Netflix. So that's if you've got low testosterone, but what happens when you have high testosterone? And I have seen a trend of people talking about this online, the benefits of high testosterone, and they started injecting tests and their life has gotten way better. And that's something we're gonna cover as well in this video. But in general, high testosterone, it's very well understood, and I also personally agree. You can look at countless anecdotal stories. It just equals more success in general. When you give men their sustenance and more of it, which is testosterone, you're gonna have better success in business, dating, and just life in general. You're gonna have better life quality. Literally, a symptom of low testosterone is depression. So you'll get better cognitive function, better mood. Everything good about being a man, you will essentially get more of. It's amplified. Also, if you go into super physiological levels, massive increases in muscle mass. I'm sure everyone's aware testosterone is a steroid. It is the main steroid. And I also have to mention though that within the normal reference range, fluctuations from 400 nanograms to 800 nanograms per deciliter has pretty much next to no effect on your muscle mass and anabolic stimulation. A lot of people try to raise their testosterone within the reference range for muscle building purposes. That won't make much effect. The effects you will see, however, will be mainly mental. Oh, and also massive libido increase. So what's the main biochemistry behind it? The benefits. So high T will boost dopamine. It will increase serotonin and confidence in general. It'll increase anabolism, which is just more energy. You're more anabolic in general. You'll have higher stress tolerance. You'll be able to tolerate stress better. And you'll have more social dominance in general, like I was talking about, everything positive about being a man and everything that is stereotypically a man. If you think about in the movies, what the superhero is, that's kind of what you'll get more of. And the reason we have to set up here with a whiteboard and talk about testosterone is only because of the modern day problem, which is mass low testosterone. And whether that's on purpose, whether it's not, conspiracy theories, whatever it is, it's causing a massive problem right now. There is a large subsector of men with suboptimal and even clinically low testosterone levels, hypogonadal levels, and it's causing so many problems. So aside from the general low testosterone symptoms in society, it's causing spineless and passive fathers. I believe this really started with the generation above ours, so our parents. This is where the nuclear family really started to drift apart. Whether that was due to testosterone or just social norms is another debate. And that's not to say that they're bad people, right? You might have had a father in your life that was great, but the truth of the matter is there's a good chance that he wasn't playing realistically the role that he needed to play to really set you up properly in life and create a nice family dynamic. I mean, I don't know about you, but every single person I know growing up, they had split up parents, and the father just wasn't really like that stereotypical man that you used to remember. Like if you think about like your grandpa, or like I said in the movies, it's also caused mass apathy. For the first time in history, we're talking about how do we find our purpose in life, okay? Everyone's waking up thinking, where is my motivation? Where is my purpose in life? And we've never really had to ask those questions. Simps. We have a mass simping problem. Men are simping over women, which is causing a domino effect for the whole dating market to be fucked, okay? This is my belief. I mean, everyone's pretty much aware that dating is pretty much, it's very cooked right now. It's extremely hard to find a reliable partner. Everyone's just sleeping with everyone and it's fucking cooked. And I believe it starts with men simping over non-worthy women. Men are wifing whores. It's as simple as that. That is the main problem. We also have a decline in masculine role models. This is why Andrew Tate blew up so heavily, because we just had such a deficit in masculine role models. Like, there was just no one standing up for men. It was just man bashing after feminist. It was everywhere, to the point where we almost got used to it and accepted it, until Andrew Tate just broke through, said, I don't give a fuck, I'm standing up for men, and men loved it and men caught on. The next issue is dopamine addiction. When people talk about this, they always talk about the practical things to, get off your device more, this and that. But they don't talk about the fact that if you are low testosterone, you seek out pleasure more. You seek cheap dopamine more. This is a fact. It's shown in countless studies. When you have high testosterone, you seek more purpose-driven activities. When you are low testosterone, you seek more pleasure-based stuff. Think about women, right? They like to treat themselves. They like to indulge in pleasure, when men are really supposed to go and do the work. There's a lack of resistance to tyranny. This is what they want, because if they can basically castrate you, then it's easier to control you. But we're gonna dive way deeper into that. And it's also caused a rise in weak, spineless crime. Okay, so now let's get into the conspiracy side of things. Why do they want this? Who is they? Who knows? Higher ups, government, no one truly knows. But there is almost a blaringly obvious agenda going on right now, and it's that they want to turn men into women, they want to turn women into men, and sort of create this one little middle ground where there's no polarity. And I believe, since money runs the world, most of the intention is monetary, right? It's to make more money. Women make up 75 to 80% of consumer spendings. So obviously they've picked up on this and gone, shit, men don't really spend that much money. Men spend money on what they need, and that's just about it. So if we lower their testosterone, they'll behave more like women and spend more money, which I believe it's working. And you also have to think, if this is consumer spending by women, you have to also think about when you castrate men and they're not taking charge anymore, they're listening more to women's buying decisions, which means men are also spending more based on female decisions. I mean, it's the classic, right? You go to IKEA and it's always just the almost checked out husband just sort of following behind the woman. The woman's like, we need to buy these curtains, Dave. We need to buy this couch, this marble cooktop, whatever the fuck it is that they really don't need. The man's like, yes, babe, yep, all right, we'll get it. Yeah, there's a reason the meme is popularized where it's like, this is all a man needs. And it's just like a bed on the ground, a Glock, fucking TV. There's a reason that meme is popular. And it's because it's true. A man does not need much, and that is dangerous for the economy because we don't need shit. I already went into this, but just more compliance and no resistance. Once again, this is great if you want to control people, which they are exactly trying to do. So when they come along and say, take the jab, okay, no worries, I'll do that. And this is super prevalent in Australia, where we are. It is insane how well they have their grippers on the population. You will not believe how controlled the general sheep sort of hive mind is in Australia. It's wild. It's like whatever the news wants to spit out here will just be the general consensus around town within days, right? The Current Affair puts on a little programming on the TV and instantly that's everyone's mindset. It is literally insane. It's like everyone's plugged into the same thing here. Yeah, if you're in Australia, let me know if you can relate to this. It's like the TV here is super emotional based and they get everyone gripped by it, and that just instantly becomes the truth. And because men are just like a quarter of what they used to be, they'll just go with whatever their wife thinks. Yet no one seems to actually just question stuff anymore. Less competition, so we talked about that before. Essentially, no one's gonna stand up and try to challenge these, I don't know, politicians or whatever, whoever the fuck has this agenda. And in terms of the pharmaceutical industry, they can sell more drugs to you. It's a massive industry, right? When you have low testosterone, you'll have a lot more health problems in general. You'll just be more frail and weak and susceptible to illness. Yeah, I mean, think about it. You could take every symptom, right, and isolate it from having low testosterone, and you could create a drug for it. Low energy, take this, take Adderall. Oh, okay, how about the low libido? Take this, and all of a sudden, you're spending massive amounts on drugs. And if everyone's low test, everyone is investing hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year into these drugs. Like I said, I'm not trying to die or get assassinated here, so I'm not gonna talk too much on it. But the main thing here, we talk about practical solutions on this channel. We talk about how to leverage things like our physique, our appearance, to benefit your own life. Because at the end of the day, you can have all this information in the world and talk bullshit, but if you don't have a solution, what's the fucking point? The first thing you can do is to optimize your testosterone. Obviously, that's the first thing you should be doing here. You should be sitting here and saying, fuck, the easiest way to stand out would be to increase my testosterone. I don't give a shit if you do it naturally or unnaturally. I'm not your dad, I can't tell you what to do, right? Make that decision for yourself. But what I will tell you to do is go get your levels checked, especially if you are experiencing low testosterone symptoms. This is your life, man. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Live it high test, not low test. I could get into all the ways like avoiding endocrine disruptors, sleep hygiene, bathroom and kitchen habits, but I'm gonna save you the time here. Once again, I'm just gonna say all the information is in the school. There's a stupid amount of information, more than anyone really needs to optimize their testosterone. We even go into case studies about how other people naturally doubled their testosterone, but you actually can raise it by quite a bit. This also makes it extremely easy to stand out. Like I mentioned before, they've got everyone by a grip of the balls. So if you can simply wake up right now and say, holy shit, this is probably the easiest way to stand out. Everyone's talking about this right now. And it's funny because I'm so conditioned to seeing everyone around me at the gym, and then I sort of just come home and I'm around Nelson or my other friends who are also really dialed in. But it's when you go out into the average population, which is like the shops or the mall or something, where you're like, holy shit, I stand out like dog's balls. And like, it's not their fault. They've done an extremely good job at conditioning men that it's not okay to be masculine anymore. I mean, really, think about it. Think about the actual mass impact that has happened. They think it's some like crime to stand up for what they believe in or have individual thoughts. This is the exact same reason why cancel culture is so big now. You can't say shit anymore. This low testosterone epidemic also means that you can become a role model for the people you love and your friends, okay? This means you can stand up and teach them your ways. And this is huge because this can also mean that your business will thrive, your social media will thrive, and you'll just thrive as a person being a leader. You'll get more buyers for your business, even just general business will thrive towards the male demographic, right? Because men are spending more money than ever. You may as well position yourself as a business for them to spend money at. And in terms of the testosterone ripple effect, I believe getting your levels right is the ripple effect for everything good to come in your life. I believe, I never got my levels done, but I know pretty much for certain that around lockdown 2020, 2021, my testosterone was probably in the dumps. I had signs of depression, anxiety, literally no confidence at all, like social anxiety through the moon. I was like extremely skinny fat, holding on to fat in feminine areas. It was very obvious my testosterone was cooked. My life sucked. It genuinely was the worst point in my entire life. I sorted the things out, I started training, I started eating well, started to raise my testosterone naturally, got my blood work done, it checked out, it was good, and my life's never been better. And fun fact, guys, I actually built a massive platform on TikTok, 130K, for talking about this kind of stuff, and I was actually banned because of it. I mean, they said in their own words, I was banned because there was overlaps with me and someone else who was talking about this kind of stuff. And that's why it became apparent that it's not a conspiracy anymore. It's the truth, and it's so apparent now. It's destroying our freedom of speech and society as a whole. And that was basically it. This isn't the sort of typical video we make. You know, usually we're just talking about fitness, but I believe it's like nuanced topics like this that are sort of shoved under the rug and labeled as like stupid. And I don't see why. It's stuff like this that can make a bigger impact than the basic stuff that's out there, like diet and training plans, which everyone is pretty much aware of. But comment below what you thought of this style of video. Make sure to like the video as well. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.